So this is the second video. I wanted to show you guys how to use the calculator and make sure you guys could see what I was typing. I thought I was able to show multiple screens at the same time. Maybe I didn't have it properly set up, but we're gonna figure these things out. But here's a second video to show you guys, for example, when I talked about the square root of 2, we press the right arrow to get out of it, plus the square root of 3. So you can actually see that. We can see that that does not equal the square root of 5. So that was one of the things I wanted to make sure to kind of show you guys and make sure to talk about. We even talked about we even show 2 square roots of 2 plus 3 square roots of 2. That really does in fact equal 5 square roots of 2. So there were some of the problems that I wanted to make sure to reference and show you guys. I did want to show you guys how I got those answers. Like we could do -3 plus 3 square roots of 2. Then to get the other decimal answer, I can hit the up arrow twice. Instead of having a plus sign, I can now type a minus sign. So there's a bunch of different ways you can kind of do that. Like you had the 2 plus 3 square roots of 6 was another answer. I wrote 9, that's not good. Square root of 6, I will delete that. And then you can do the minus. The one I definitely did want to show you guys was the square root of -14. And when you actually square root a negative number, you'll see you get non-real answers. So that's why you can't actually have a real solution. So it doesn't exist and all that. And I mean, there was multiple ones. I did also talk about this whole fraction bar. So to show you how to use that fraction bar, we wanted to do 42 times 3/2. In order to do that, we press alpha y equals. With this n and d stands for numerator and denominator, I can hit enter, and then I can do 3/2. So that shows you how I got the 63, so on and so forth. But really, the main point of this video was to actually show you guys how to use this graphing feature to actually solve these equations. Now, the first equation that we had was -2x plus 3 squared plus 36 equals 0. So we had -2x plus 3 squared plus 36, and it was equal to 0. Now, in order to actually solve this, we're going to use our graph. Now, if we're talking about our graph equaling 0, what we're really talking about are these points right here, where it actually equals 0. So in terms of that, we're trying to figure out when does my y value equal to 0. In order to do that, we can go second, calculate, and I can go to 0. Now, what we can do, we can hit our left arrow, and it's okay, left bound. I want to be left of this point right here, so I'm just kind of keep going, keep going, keep going. Man, this is taking forever. I'm only at -4. We notice this is between -8 and -7, so I can go -8. Oh, look, that sets up my left bound. And then I could type -7. You can set up your right bound. And I'll tell you your answer, which was at 7.24, which is what we got in the question. We could then find this other one, and I want to show you guys how long this really would take if I press the arrow. Well, let's redo that. Second, calculate, 0. I mean, I'm going to press the right arrow on my computer, and notice I'm holding it down. See how it finally just now came into play? I can hit enter, hit the right arrow a little bit more, hit enter, and then guess. You can just hit enter one more time. It'll tell you the other 0. So that's how we got the -1 or 1.24, which was our answer to that question. Now for the second question, it was x minus 2 squared. It was all divided by 3. Now we could actually use that alpha y equals and divide it by 3. You can use that feature. It just makes it a little bit easier to actually write it, and it'll look identical to what we had. But notice in this problem, though, instead of being equal to 0, it was equal to -3. So notice it's okay, well, if it's equal to a number, we have to graph the second part. When I graph that second part, you're like, okay, I see this line here, see that line right there. I need to find the intersection of the two. Now, in order to find the intersection of the two, I'm going to go to second, calculate, but instead of 0, we're going to find the intersection. Now, when it's talking about the first curve, it's like, okay, pick a point on the first curve where it's decently close to one of your x-intercepts, or one of those not x-intercepts, where they intercept each other. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty close to that intersection point. When it says second curve, notice it's talking about the red graph, I'm pretty close to that. When it says guess, just put it decently close, we're already there. So we hit enter, and we get negative 5.34846. That's the same answer we got. We can do this again, second calculate, intersection. I can go like all the way over. Notice I'm just holding down the right arrow. I'm at 3. I need to get to about like 9 something for this to pop up. Whew, took a while. So first curve, I'm decently close. Second curve, I'm decently close. You know, just want to be decently close to that. And that's your second answer. So notice, whenever you have like two sides of the equation where you have something and something else, you can actually type the two in together and find the intersection. The same can be applied for like the third problem that we had. The third problem we had was negative 3x plus 2 squared minus 5. And it was equal to 9. Now, if we look at the graph of this, that was function 1, and that was function 2. That's why they don't intersect each other. I mean, there's no solution because they don't intersect each other. Let me rephrase that a little bit better. So then finally, our last part, wanted to show you guys, make sure you can see all 3 of them. We can do alpha y equals to type the 2/3, parentheses x plus 1 squared minus 50, and it was equal to negative 8. Now you could actually solve that by hand, but if we were to look at this, we can actually find our 2 intersection points. So second calculate, intersection. I'm going to test something out, see if this will actually work. If I type, nope, didn't work. Dang, graph. So second calculate, intersection. So I'm just going to have to hit the right arrow. Let's say I'm decently close to it, because it's just asking where you're at in your first curve and second curve that are decently close to it. So that gives us the negative 8.937 or negative 8.94. And then I can just do this again, second calculate, intersection, holding down this right arrow until eventually I get kind of close to it. I'm at 0, 3, 4, 5, should be coming soon. There it is. Enter, enter, guess, decently close, and that's how you get the final one. So I'm sorry about the previous video not having all of this for you guys, but I hope everything's going well. You guys have a wonderful, time working on this stuff. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask any one of your teachers. We'll gladly assist you guys. So have a wonderful day.